Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're with Sambo, and joining us, as always, is Seraphis, our level 13 Pandaren Monk. Say g'day, Seraphis.
Welcome.
Welcome indeed, and welcome to you guys. And firstly, can I say a huge, big thank you indeed for... That's right, it was great. Thank you very much for everybody who voted in the comments of our last episode. We absolutely loved that so many of you were so passionate about why you wanted to go to either Westfall or Loch Modan, and it was great to see all of the reasons. And you know what, of course, I've been to both of these places in the past, and both of them have got me very, very excited about the quest lines that are in these particular zones. Loch Modan is fantastic now too, after the Cataclysm. It's nothing like what it was back in the day, but it's definitely a lot smoother questing through there. And of course, Westfall has changed, I think, for the better as well. It still retains that classic stuff, that content that you all know as Westfall content, but there are some really cool, neat twists to be had down there. And we'll find out in just one moment which zone won out. But before we do that, you can see we're here in Stormwind City. And by the way, we love being back in Stormwind because it's a huge city, and I don't know if you guys have memories, very first memories of walking through that gate from the other side, of course, back when you were a fresh World of Warcraft noob. I remember looking inside here going, oh my god, I looked at the map and went, you've got to be kidding me. I can wander all around here, and there are things to do, places to see, people to talk to, vendors to interact with, and of course bankers and auctioneers. And back in the day there were never any of these either. The Heroes Call board, and we're definitely going to have a bit of a yak to that thing in just a moment. Now before we go any further, let's get rid of, let's see if we can summon this guy and get rid of him. I just want to get rid of my pet. See you later, guys. And speaking of which, one of the things I wanted to cover off firstly is this. I've got a piece of mail here, and hey, wait a minute, I got rid of you. Dismiss. There we go. I've got a piece of mail in here, and it says that it is unread mail from the WoW dev team. Now, of course, we always get excited when we get some mail from the Blizzard dev team themselves. So let's open up the old mailbox and see what's in here. And it says that I've got myself, and punch of errors, but I've got myself a Treasure Goblins pack. And I definitely want to have a look at this from the writings of ABD El Hazir. And this says, some devious little goblins have been robbing our merchants. When pursued, they simply open portals and disappear with the most aggravating chuckle. The peasantry seem to believe that the goblins serve a great demon lord known as Greed, and furthermore that their portals lead to Greed's domain. A ludicrous notion truly. Watch your coin purse, adventurer. Alright, so I have got myself a Treasure Goblins pack. I'm going to grab that, and there we go. I think this is going to give it away. I've got that because I am the proud owner of Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls Collector's Edition. That's the physical copy, and for that I get myself a Treasure Goblin pet. And of course that is a feat of strength here in the World of Warcraft. So I'm really, really excited about this. I want to open up my bags, and of course it's a Battle.net account-bound item, so that means I'm going to get it on all of my characters. What do you reckon about this there, Seraphis? Are you happy or not? Gee, you think she'd be a little bit more excited about that. Let's crank this one open, and there we go. We have learnt the spell there, Treasure Goblin. You can see it is in fact a battle pet, so I can use it in my Pokemon, my pet battles, and we can click here to view it in the journal. It's a great way of getting to these things. There we go. There is our Treasure Goblin right away. I'm going to right click and favorite that little guy, and I definitely want to bring him out. So let's see if we can find him. Where'd he go? It's the Treasure Goblin. Oh, of course he's going to be up the top, isn't he? Because all the favorites are up the top. And of course I could filter it by only favorites, and that makes things a lot easier. There we go. Summon this guy. Let's zoom out and see if we can find him now. Of course, all of these pets usually do something when you click on them. So let's see if this guy's any different. Oh my lord. Okay, he definitely makes some crazy sounds. Let's see if we can get him up on the edge there. Go on, get up. No. Oh, look at that. He's actually dropping coins. Let's zoom right in there. In fact, I'm going to go into first person view. Okay, that's a really cool set of voice emotes that he's got there. Is he going to drop any more coins? Come on. Come on. Now, by the way, while we're waiting for him to drop some coins, you guys will let me know. There's a half-naked dwarf. There we go, there's a coin. Now, can we click on these? No, that would be really cool, wouldn't it, if they were actually 1 copper or something like that. But this is really cool. Let me know, by the way, if you guys are playing Diablo 3. And if you are, look at this mischievous little treasure goblin throwing up his... Oh, very cool. I love the way they're animated these days. Let me know if you got Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, and of course whether you got the Collector's Edition as well, and whether or not you're enjoying it as much as I am. And Tallahassee and I are playing the hell out of it. It's a fantastic game now. Diablo 3 has completely changed, but of course we won't talk about that here. We're in World of Warcraft, but I do highly recommend it if you're a Blizzard fan, and if you gave up D3 a while ago. It is completely changed, and if you've played D2, expect more of that. Now, while we're here, I do remember that we've got ourselves a bank up here. We probably haven't been to a bank, well, probably forever. And this is Seraphis' first time to the bank. Yes, look at that. It is completely empty. And of course, you guys know we're going to deposit our trade goods there. We've got our, what are they? They're our copper ore. We've got our ruined leather scraps, our linen cloth, our malachite. We've got our rough stones, lots and lots of those. We've got our light leather, and of course, our copper ore, more of that. So I'm also going to pop my original trainee clothes in the bank as well, because I always like to keep the very first set of clothes that you get. Listen to this guy, will you? I don't even know where he is. I think he's inside. He's gone in there. I hope he's not, oh God, he's a treasure goblin. I hope he's not stealing from the bank. Anyway, you guys probably know I always like to try and keep my first clothes on my toons, because it's a bit nostalgic, you know what I mean. All right, got ourselves our skinning knife and our mining pick. Of course, we want to hang on to that, and some meat, and a minor healing potion, and our hearthstone. So that's all done and dusted. Come on, look at that. He's dropping coins all over the place, this little thing. Very, very cool. What we need to do now is let you guys know what the decision was. And of course, to remind you, if you didn't watch last week's show, this guy is very, very noisy, isn't he? We had a choice. Are we going to go to Loch Modan, or, let's see if I can stand in front of him, there we go, or are we going to head down to Westfall? Well, I'll have you know that it was a landslide victory. There were a few votes to the losing zone, but the majority have spoken. We are heading off to, drumroll, Westfall. That's right, it is Westfall, folks. Thank you very much to everybody that did vote, and to all of those who voted in Loch Modan. Don't worry, we'll definitely get to Loch Modan in a future Let's Play, but for now we need to go to Westfall. So I hope you guys are going to have fun and join me in this episode as we head on over to the west, and that means talking to the Heroes Call board, because look at this, it is a Heroes Call Westfall by order of His Royal Highness King Varian Rin, who of course we met last week. All able-bodied citizens of the Alliance are to report to, now get this folks, they're to report to a Lieutenant Horatio Lane. Now just let that sink in just for one moment. What do you reckon about that there, Seraphis? Yes, exactly. A Lieutenant Horatio Lane at the Jansen Stead. Westfall has been overrun by beggars and transients, leading to a massive increase in criminal activity. Your help is needed to restore order to the populace. You can reach the Jansen Stead in Westfall by travelling west from Elwyn Forest, for the glory and honour of the Alliance. So there we go, our objectives are clear. We have to report to Lieutenant Horatio Lane at the Jansen Stead in Westfall. Now those of you, and we'll accept that by the way, those of you who are familiar with WoW will know that we've got many, many ways of getting there. In fact, if I open up my map, you can see we can actually run out the front. If I go to Elwyn Forest, we can run out the front here and run down through Goldshire and then through Elwyn Forest over to the west, and then head over into the actual zone of Westfall here where my cursor is. Now we could also fly, we could take a griffin from here, probably straight to Westfall, or probably straight here to Goldshire, because all of the flight points are open from the get-go now. I want this to be classic though. I want us to relive those memories of what it's like to actually run from one zone to the other, and especially in an iconic area like this. So let's say goodbye to Stormwind City for now as we enter the Valley of the Heroes. So hopefully a nostalgia wave is going to crash over you guys and drown you in the fields, because this is classic stuff. And by the way, yes, look at that. In the latest expansion, these statues got repaired. They did get crushed by Deathwing, and of course the damage that Deathwing did to the keep up there, or the keeps rather, has been cleared away now as well. So it's kind of cool how all that happens. But yes, here we go. The iconic, the fantastic, the beautiful, and the amazing Elwynn Forest. And listen to that, folks. It is the amazing music. I absolutely adore this. In fact, this was one of the first pieces of music that I ever heard here in the world of Warcraft. And it's stuck with me ever since, and I love it still, and I'm glad that they haven't actually changed it. This guy, the treasure goblin here, he's dropping coins all over the place. Do you know what? I'm actually going to get rid of him because he's being a bit annoying. Whoops, and my add-ons are broken at the moment. Let's dismiss him. See you later, treasure goblin. I am grateful for that, but you're just a little bit annoying. And this is nostalgia overload here. Look at this. It is still beautiful to this day. Good old Elwynn Forest and its music. Look at that. Oh, going to say, what on earth is that creature? That's new in the forest, but that was a player. Here we are coming on into Goldshire, and of course Goldshire is as equally famous as Stormwind City, and I'm not going to go through the reasons why, and I'm sure you guys who are veterans know, but it is a classic area. And of course everyone has got a Goldshire story. There is no one who's played WoW who is on the Alliance who doesn't have a Goldshire story. If we have a look at the map, there we go. We're opening it up. Listen to that music. Surely the feels are coming back, folks. And of course, up there, you can just see off in the distance there the gates of Northshire Abbey, and that's where you start as a human Alliance player. But here we are in the iconic town known as Goldshire, and even more iconic is this, the Lion's Pride Inn. We won't go in there right now, but of course many people have set their hearthstone there, and many people have sold their items in here and trained, especially if you're a paladin or a warrior, and now a hunter as well. You'll remember all of these trainers around here. It's just amazing. Who can forget also these guys, especially this one here. There we go, Remy 2 times. Anyone who's done any questing around here will remember this guy. And of course over there we've got the underground layers of the Farshire mines. I can't remember what they're called exactly. We've got the farming down there, the Defias landing, we've got Duskwood, and don't worry, we're definitely going to be going to Duskwood at some point as well. But yeah, the feels, they're definitely flooding back. Who, let me know in the comments below, who remembers the first time they ever ran through here and then took this journey that we're about to take right now, over to the west, over to a new land, after you'd finished all of this here, all of Elwynn Forest, which was an epic event back in the day. It was very exciting because you'd get shoehorned across this bridge that we're heading to right now, and it was so exciting because you were about to see a brand new zone. And that zone, of course, was Westfall, and it was so different to Elwynn Forest. Elwynn Forest, as you can see, is lush, it is green, it is peaceful, it is beautiful, and to be honest, Westfall is anything but. It is an arid, dry tundra. Look, honestly, if you've got allergies like hay fever, just being here in the game is enough to set them off. You can almost feel the pollen in the air. It is hot, it is full of flesh rippers and piggies and murlocs and Defias bandits. It is not a nice place to be. But of course, it was an adventure, and it was an adventure that was solidly sealed in everybody's memories, especially mine. I do remember the first time I ever got to these bridges over here and this garrison. I went inside, looked around, spoke to all the NPCs, and then I remember as I set across that bridge there, I thought to myself, wow, I'm stepping into new territory that I've never before seen in the game. And of course, back then, back in vanilla, it really was something exciting. Here we go, discovering the forest's edge, and there's that garrison that we talked about before, and you can see that is called the Westbrook Garrison, and we've got quests all over the place here. I'm just going to ignore most of them for now, although let's have a look at this one. I think it might be Hogger, I can't remember now. Yeah, look at that, how's that for a memory? Wanted Hogger. It's great to see that Hogger is still in the game. Let me know if you've ever done a level 1 naked raid on Hogger. Go on, you can put your hand up without being embarrassing. It's kind of a badge of honor if you ask me. I've definitely done it a few times and it is hilarious, especially when there's about 40 of you. But here it is. This was it, folks. This was, well, you know what, the best thing I can describe it as is if you've seen Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, the latest one, if you've seen the very first movie where Merry and Frodo head out of the Shire. Well, imagine that Elwynn Forest is the Shire. And imagine as you get to this bridge, that is as far as you've ever been in the game. And you know that as soon as you set foot over that bridge, it is the furthest away from home that you've ever been. Well, folks, back in the day when I was here, I remember standing right here on this very server with my little human paladin, standing right in this spot and thinking the exact same thing to myself, thinking, wow, this is as far as I've ever been in the game. This is one step for me, but a huge step for the world of Warcraft in my adventures. So that, folks, is exactly what we're going to do today with Seraphis. There you go, Seraphis. This is indeed as far as you have been away from Stormwind. You are now in Westfall. And listen to that classic music, folks. That is the music of Westfall. 10 internet points to anybody who can tell me what other zones this music is from. Now, if you've played WoW, that will be immediately obvious to you. So please let me know if you know what other zones use this music. But yes, listen to that. There we go, the Jansen Steed. Can you hear in the background there? We've got the crickets at night. We've got the tundra here. It's a little bit different during the night, but during the day, trust me, it gets a lot hotter, and you can feel it. You really can. The artists have done a great job of conveying that sort of tundra feel right here and right now. Now, another thing that you may well have noticed if you're a veteran is this, right in front of us. Now what's going on here? For a start, we've got some crime scene alarm obots. We've got a Stormwind investigator, and yes, indeed, we've got Lieutenant Horatio Lane. It's a bloodbath, Lieutenant. They've been murdered. Given the body temperature, I'd say they've been dead no more than 6 hours. Damn shame what they did to old Blanchy. No kidding, rookie. And there's old Blanchy on the ground there. Looks like they really put the cart before the horse. And there you go, folks. Of course, it is a total play on CSI Miami, Lieutenant Horatio Lane. Of course, this is why we absolutely adore the world of Warcraft and all of the little nods they make, the pop culture references. It's so much fun. What's not fun, of course, is if you are a veteran WoW player, then you'll notice this. A very sad day indeed. We've got old Blanchy, and we've got Farmer Furlbrow and Werner Furlbrow, unfortunately no longer of this world. Forever and a day, as soon as you walked into Westfall across that bridge, the first thing you came across was old Blanchy. And of course the other thing that you came across were the farmers here, and they asked you to get a blanket for old Blanchy. You may remember that, and I don't know if you do remember this. This is a bit sad that I remember all of this detail from years and years ago, but you ended up wearing old Blanchy's, well, her coat, if you like, as a cloak. So there you go. That is all changed now. This is a mystery that hopefully us and a Lieutenant Horatio Lane are going to solve. But before we go down that path, just take a moment, will you, to have a look at this. This is classic. The full moon over there. I'm sure we're going to see some drifters. There we go, the drifters. We're also going to see later on some harvest mobs. I can't remember what they're called now. The harvesting robots that are on the fields here in Westfall that have gone a bit bonkers. And of course, all of the flesh rippers off in the distance. They're horrible, those flying nightmares. We've got the pigs running around. And of course, we've got the Defias and the Murlocs just over there, over towards the coast. But without further ado, what do we got there? A plains drifter? Look at these guys. Let's have a chat to Lieutenant Horatio Lane and see if we can start unfurling this hideous mystery.
Light be with you.
Heroes call Westfall murder, rookie. That's what you're looking at on the ground in front of us.
Light bless you.
And it looks like he's running off to check old Blanchy again. Looks like they really put the cart before the horse. There we go. Murder was the case that they gave me is the name of this quest. Here's the deal, kid. We've got a double-blown murder on our hands. See, double homicide, single horse aside. Worse yet, we're in Westfall. I could throw a rock behind me and hit a dozen hobos with motive enough to want to wipe these people and horse out. Now, I don't know who did this, and I sure don't appreciate having to come to this dump to investigate the deaths of a couple of squatters, but I'll be damned if I don't find the perp. You want to help? Go talk to some bums. The hobo knows. So there we go, folks. The quest objectives are speak to the various homeless people occupying the Jensen stead to gather clues about the Furlbrow murders. You can see our rewards are going to be quite cool. We've got ourselves a crime scene tape, or a scene investigator's wrap, or an equicide cloak. There we go, equicide, equine, bovine. Yeah, okay, that's about the horse. I'm sure it is. As always, of course, we can look at our map and we can figure out exactly where we need to go. In this case here, you can see we've got 4 clues that we need to obtain around the Jensen stead, which is right here. Right here is the Jensen stead. And of course, if you ever are lost, you can just look above your map there and you can see exactly what zone you're in. What happened to me? I used to be the king of Stormwind. Somehow I don't think so because, well, you're a woman. But anyway, let's have a chat to her, see what she's got to say. Oh, the big hero has arrived. I'm saved. Yeah, right. Okay, so you can see here we can ask a couple of questions. Did you see who killed the Furlbrows? Or maybe a couple of copper will loosen your tongue. Now tell me, did you see who killed the Furlbrows? Okay, I think we'll go with the copper one. Are you sure you want to give this hobo money? 2 copper? Why not? Oh my god, they died of natural causes. What a horrible woman. Time to kick some butt. There we go, and we haven't seen combat for a while. In fact, it's been so long I've almost forgotten what we need to do, and I've been disoriented. You horrible hobo. Now remember, our jab is, well, it takes up energy. There we go. Oh, what is this? What? Ragamuffins? Oh my god, look at this. They've come in like, they're like buzzards. They've come in to loot the corpse. That's terrible. I can't even loot it myself. Gosh, they are hobos around here, aren't they? All right, let's just remind ourselves of our abilities, which of course are as follows. We've got our jab. That takes 40 energy and it generates 2 chi. Now remember up the top here, that's right, way up here, and you can see it slowly dissipating, by the way. That is our chi. Now here we've got the Tiger Palm. Attack with the palm of your hand, dealing 30 to 45 damage. That takes 1 of the chi that we're generating by using our jab. So we basically have to jab in order to build up enough chi to use our Tiger Palm. Here we've got something that takes 2 chi, and that is our Blackout Kick. And we can do that as long as we have a whole bunch of chi built up, namely 2. Quaking Palm, which is instant with a 2-minute cooldown, strikes the target with lightning speed and incapacitates them for 4 seconds. So there we go, nice and easy. Rightio, come on, let's try this one. Did you see who killed them? Oh, now you've gone and done it. Time for the fist. Well, actually it is time for the fist, and a roundhouse kick. Oh, and look at that, the Tiger Palm. We do love that. Gosh, I love the combat as a monk. What the hell? That's right, you can't get away from me. Now, let's not forget too, that if I go to the stance of the Wise Serpent, we've got ourselves a Soothing Mist. And isn't that beautiful? There we go. We can actually channel and heal ourselves at any time we like, as long as we're in that stance of the Wise Serpent. But for fighting, of course, we have to be in the stance of the Fierce Tiger. That's right. Okay, let's see if we can continue. Remember, we've got 4 clues to get here. Gosh, it's no fun being a detective, is it? No, she didn't want to help out as well. Gosh, these homeless bums are a pain in the jacksie.
I do not have enough energy.
Now don't forget, we've also got energy as a resource up there as well. And there we go, disoriented once again.
I cannot do that.
Boy, these guys are just nasty. All right, let's try this woman over here, the homeless Stormwind citizen. Give her some copper. Oh, clue obtained. Listen, lady, I don't want any trouble, okay? I didn't see who murdered him, but I sure heard it. A lot of yelling. Human voices, you dig? Now get out of here before I change my mind about beating you up and taking your shoes. Well, there we go. All right, so they heard it, and it sounded like a bunch of human voices. Now, by the way, look at what we've got over there. The Riverpaw Scouts. Hopefully, if you've played this game and this zone, they will put fear into your hearts, because, of course, they were nasty. God, I hate those things. All right, let's see if we can go over into the house. Maybe the folk in the house, well, maybe they're a bit more helpful than these folk out in the fields here. Here we go, the Stormwind citizens. Hello, folks. Hope I'm not interrupting anything. Let's have a chat. And no, none of them actually want to chat. All right, fine. Be that way. It looks like those stubborn folks are just going to send us right back out here into the yard. Okay, did you see who killed them? I told you. Pay up, pal. Oh, man. Such cool combat. I love it. Okay, what do we got? Oh, look at that, a tiny harvester. Oh man, that is so cute. All right, no, we're not here for pet battles. We're here to get clues. And in fact, if I go and track that, looks like we've only got one of them. Oh my God, we're terrible. Let's try again. And yes, here we go, number 2. I didn't see who killed him, lady, but I got a good whiff, and they smelled rich, kind of like you. Damn shame too. Fellbrows were a fixture around here. Nice people, always willing to share a meal or a patch of dirt. Indeed. All right, we're halfway there, folks. 2 out of the 4. Did you see who killed them? Oh, look at this. We're on a roll. Who killed them? I'll tell you who killed the Fellbrows. King Varian Rin, that's who, and he's killing the rest of us too. One at a time. One bum at a time. The only thing I can tell you is that I saw some gnolls leaving the place a few hours before the law arrived. Very interesting. Okay, so we have got humans, rich people, and we've got gnolls. Okay, the plot thickens. Let's see if this guy's going to offer anything up. Yes, it's our lucky day. Between you and me and the tree, Murlocs killed the Fellbrows. Yep, saw him with my own 2 eyes. Think they'd be casing the joint for days, maybe months. They left in a hurry, and once they got wind of Johnny Law and the idiot brigade over there. Well, to be honest, I am totally confused. None of those clues help me whatsoever. Let's see if they help Lieutenant Horatio Lane, who is obviously a lot better at doing these than I am. All right, what can you do for me? Murder was the case. Gnolls and Murlocs. Horse poop, lady. Gnolls and Murlocs didn't kill these people. I've seen what Gnolls and Murlocs do to people that they kill, and, well, this isn't it. Too pretty. Too perfect. Furthermore, the Fellbrows had been squatting on this farm for 5 years. No, whoever wiped them out had a reason. This is murder. Plain and simple. We're going to get to the bottom of it. All right, what are we going to choose as our reward for getting these clues here? I think we got to go, what do we got here? Agility, strength, intellect, and stamina. I think we're actually going to go with strength because we could use some of that. And in fact, we have a look here. You can see that strength is one of our primary attributes, with it increasing our attack power. So let's definitely take that. The Scene Investigator's wrap. Thank you very much.
Honor, friend.
And before I forget about it, I'm actually going to pop that on. So let's have a look. And yeah, there we go. Nice Stormwind blue there. Taking a change from our Disciples' Cloak of old. All right, well, we're definitely running out of time for this episode. But before we say goodbye to Seraphis and Westfall, let's see what Lieutenant Horatio Lane has lined up for us in next week's episode. Hot on the trail, the Riverpaw clan, and hot on the trail, Murlocs. Let's have a look at this Riverpaw one. Seeing as how we've got no other leads, we might as well chase down the information that you did get. There are a couple of Riverpaw gnoll camps in the area. Track them down and search for clues. Bring back anything you might find. Isolate your search to the Riverpaw gnolls and the scouts. Alright, so let's have a look on the map where that's going to be, and you can see it's up to the north there. Okay, easy. Let's have a look at the other one here, which of course is the Murlocs one. And there we go. As pointless as I think this is going to be, we need to investigate all of our leads. I need you to head out to the Longshore, west of here, on the coast, and shake up some of them Murlocs. Try to find a clue or some info that can help shed some light on the murders. Return to me if you get lucky, rookie. Alright, well, let's have a look at the map and see where they are, and there we go. Alright, so you can see it's pretty close. We're just going to head up to the north, pretty near to where we are, and try and find a Murloc clue and a Riverpaw gnoll clue. But until then, folks, we are completely out of time. In fact, I think we've gone over. That is it. I certainly hope you're enjoying this episode of CSI Wow Let's Play with Lieutenant Horatio Lane here. It's been a pleasure to bring it to you, and it's great to be back here in the Let's Play series. And once again, thank you very, very much, everyone, for all of your votes last week. And like I say, it was a landslide victory. I'm really looking forward to carrying on this murder mystery and heading on down further into the zone of Westfall. Some real classic stuff. But until then, folks, on behalf of myself, Sambo, and Seraphis, our level 13 Pandaren Monk, it's us saying take care. Hope you guys are having a great week wherever you are in the world. We do look forward to seeing you next time. We will see you then, and bye-bye.